So Honorable Ambassador C, let's discuss the implications of the current political climate in West Africa. There are three breakaway countries: Burkina, Mali, and Niger. Guinea-Bissau is also on the precipice, so to speak. It has a very violent political history, military coups, and ugly assassinations. I could recall in March 2009, Nino Vera was violently killed at his presidential villa. Guinea-Bissau has been having these musical chairs of political instability. Can you give us some perspective about the present quagmire within that West African sub-region, Guinea-Bissau in particular?
Most people, when they hear me say, I'm not a fan of Ecowas, I want to make one thing clear today. You see, one thing, maybe even the person that I'm going to mention today would not believe it, but Allah knows what is in my heart. One thing that pains me the most when I think of Ecowas, when I see my dear brother, Dr. Omar Toure, in such a quagmire. I know Omar. He knows me. His father is an ustaz like my father. Okay? I know his character. I know what kind of, he worked at ILO. If it is about rights of people, caring for people, standing up for people, Omar has done a lot. The issue is not about Omar. The issue is that institution where he found himself. Okay, I wanted to make that clear as far as ECOWAS is concerned. Because, look, ECOWAS, the reason why, Mr. Balde, some of us, when we speak, it's not like it's authoritative. I just derive it from experience. What did I write about some time ago? I said, ECOWAS is crumbling. Some people sent me messages underneath who are diplomats and say, what is that? You know, but, you know, ECOWAS, this, and that, let us just try to support. I said, I'm not going against ECOWAS. I am stating the facts as they are. Now, look, Mr. Balde, before we come to Guinea-Bissau, in fact, to support your point, not only Nino Vera, Bare Maina Sara was shot and killed at an airport in Niger. Bare Maina Sara, you remember?
Yes.
That's West Africa. Today, Niger is one of those countries which has put in place a structure they call Alliance des États du Sahel, which is the alliance of Sahel states. They have their own flag, they have their own passport, and they were raising the flag. Simultaneously, it was done in Burkina, Mali, Niger at the same time by different presidents. What are they heading towards? A confederation. And when the confederation is so successful economically and politically, what will come next? A federation. Is that not part of ECOWAS? You know, because the turbulence in Niger, I remember when we went on QTV talking about it. I was telling certain individuals that when these people came, first they were called armed bandits who overthrew a government. Bosum. Okay? Now, after some days, they call them junta. Some people will say junta. Okay, after that, they call them military regime. You see the successive way of the things are changing. After that, they call them what? De facto state, de facto government. After that, they now call him the president of Niger. You see, the world dynamics, the way it works, one may think that when I do this thing or that thing, people will insult me. But human nature, those who did literature and they know the speech of Brutus and Cassius, okay, they will know what I'm trying to talk about. So let's just forget about that theory there. Now let's come to the instability in West Africa. For how many times have I been saying it? I said the causes of instability in West Africa are term limits, tampering with constitutions, porous borders, corruption, But the porous borders are caused by corruption, because those people who go through these borders, because they are frustrated, and then they want to justify it wrongfully. Because I don't belong to those people who want to justify that anytime you are angry about something, what you should do is to get a rocket launcher and bring all the buildings down. I don't agree to that. Because if you do that, you are also worse than the people you are angry with. Because you are destroying everything. It's just like the American singer would say, BBB, build, break, build. No. But now, Nino Vera, you mentioned Nino Vera. Okay? This instability in West Africa, the only thing that can stop it is for our heads of state. And Ecowas should be bold enough and frank enough to put in clauses. And people have been saying it. They did not do it. Now these countries have expelled themselves. Had it been that it's Ecowas who had these clauses within, and then had it been that it is Ecowas who wrote to Burkina, who wrote to Mali, who wrote to Niger and say you are out of ECOWAS, even if they go and build a confederation, it will not look like as if they are the ones who told ECOWAS we are going. ECOWAS was after them, in fact, nominating the president of Senegal, go and talk to these people so that they would not leave. We'll give them a grace period. If in the event that they think they can come back, well, that's negotiation. Okay? So the heads of state within West Africa, there is no region in the world that has ever been more unstable than West Africa. From the post-colonial, from the colonial era to now. After colonialism went, you remember Matthew Kerek? He overthrew, went back, came back through election. In fact, I remember when I was very young, we went to Cameroon. He was delivering a speech, France-Africa Summit. I came from France. I remember his speech. He said, avant, j'étais un marxiste. Après, je suis devenu communiste. Mais enfin, je ne sais même pas qu'est-ce que je suis. That is in French, where he said, before, he was a Marxist. After, he became a communist. He said, now he does not even know what he is. So, this was funny. But it is not funny at the same time. These are the things, because, you know, West Africa is a volatile area of proxy wars. And the proxy wars are still on. You think the former colonial power that was expelled outside will just sit down and watch things happen, and they are not going to use anything with the invisible structure to destabilize those countries? They will do it. But like Burkina, Mali, and Niger are not the only ones facing that threat. Because these countries who colonized them before, or other countries who have not colonized them, but still want to have a chunk of West Africa's gold, West Africa's oil, West Africa's iron ore, West Africa's bauxite, they are going to use a methodology known as anticipatory intelligence. They will use it. They will find different ways to do it. Because the best way to collect raw materials for any corporate structure outside of West Africa is to cause turmoil. And somebody who loves your country, you will not agree to that. Okay? Because if there is turmoil, factions are there, those people will be given a territory. Look at Democratic Republic of Congo. People are saying that, but that place will not be stabilized as we think, because the interest groups that are underneath within the invisible structure, they don't want it to be stable. Because they will extract the raw materials without going through structures like taxation, without going through the laws or anything. They will just get it directly. Why do you have poachers? Poachers are in West Africa all over the place. Why do you have poachers? Because they don't want to follow the law. Poachers in the Atlantic Ocean. That's the physical poacher you see. But there are other poachers within the establishment, within government structures. Those people are worse than the ones who are poaching fish in the Atlantic Ocean. Those people are poaching mindset. They are poaching psyche of society, and they are poaching the public confidence. Even if the public is confident with their leadership, these people are trained to penetrate. And when they penetrate, they are trained to reorientate a thought process towards what they want you to do. If you would allow me, I can give you a breakdown of what I'm trying to say right now. If you understand me, then that's fine.
Go ahead.
Now, let me give you an example. When you face a human being, every human being in the world, the head is divided into 4 parts. This side is will, this side is analytical, this side is emotion, this side is soul. There are people, when you meet them and you are ready to corrupt them, you bring a suitcase of money, you study who they are for months and for years, you know their weak point. Those people, if they have the will means go to, let us act now. I have a suitcase of money. Where is the money? It's here, bring it. If it is in the wrong way, because there are people who have willpower, but in the right way also, but in the wrong way. Now, the analytical type may be your type, the ones who will ask you so many questions before you are convinced. The trained agents, when they enter into our countries, they meet people like the analytical. What they will do is to cause a rift between that person and the existing system so that they will separate you, because they know the analytical, when he's around you, the leader, and the establishment, they will not be able to penetrate. Okay? Now, the emotional side is those people, like they say in Gambia, agents are trained for that, Mr. Balde. If they know that if I come and choreograph a story for you and say, hey, today I was coming to work, I met one lady, she's on her wheelchair, oh, she was crying, oh, Ndesan, when actually you are harboring a person that I want to signal to be arrested. Is a dangerous person. Okay? When I tell you that story, you will believe me, because I know the kind of heart you have. You are emotionally charged. Then you will start being my friend. I'll start coming to your house, doing attire for you, washing. And I know you are the one who lodged that terrorist. I will not be in a hurry. I can stay there for 3 years until I locate the person I want to locate and report it. I will disappear. The people who will eliminate you will come. Okay? The reason why I'm speaking like this is for us to sensitize our people to understand. Now, the soul is, I'm sorry, I'm not going against certain category of people, but you see in the Gambia, beach party, okay? When schools are to open, our youths, they will all go. They have the guitar. Those are the ones they call the soul. Okay, the one who is only after everything, like they say in Gambia, boy, after na ba man, yangi ba, yeah, yangi ba, like Lucky Ndongo. Those people also, they want to know you, because those, in fact, are more dangerous. Those who are loose, don't care about anything. What they want is you meet them, you give them money, they will go and build a house, they get a wife. That's it, cool and dandy. They don't think about the after effect and the danger that comes with that money. Because when the person giving you that money settles down, when it destroys the country, you will not enjoy the house. But their minds don't go to that. They are only after live today, marry today, and die tomorrow, like the Nigerian writer says it. This is what I was trying to explain. Thank you, sir.
At the final portion of our episode, Macky Sall has been threatened by the present government of Senegal to have prosecuted in Senegal for alleged corruption. What are the implications for this, knowing that Macky Sall played a lead role towards Jammeh's eventual exile to Equatorial Guinea, when Jammeh refused to accept the results of the 2016 election, and somehow Macky Sall played a hand in making sure that Senegalese forces be combined with Ecowas.
Mr. Balde, you know, you are a trained journalist. You ask very difficult question, Ibrahim. So, But Macky Sall, like I said about the current regime in the Gambia, if there are things we did not want to accept for Yaya Jammeh, why would we accept them today for out of a example? Why? Macky Sall also.
Maybe there are
Some of
different
us
variables, like you always say.
Sorry?
Like you always say, maybe there are different variables.
No, this is a constant, Ibrahim. This is not a variable. This is a constant. Okay?
Okay. But you are
Okay.
comparing now.
Yeah, I know. I know you want to pull my legs here. But for Macky, I would say we have exported disappointment and then substituted the exported disappointment to where we had great expectations, and the disappointment eventually destroyed the expectation to settle there and be another disappointment. That's what Macky's case is. Because if you would come, intervene in the Gambia, and you said the former president had stayed too long, some are quoting different things, some of us were speaking, everybody. Now, if you go back to Senegal, and then you are doing something similar, or even more than what that man was doing, where is the moral authority? How can you be a moral adjudicator before you are done? How? Because the point is that what people were accusing Jammeh of is almost or even more that was happening in Senegal. You see, some of us, don't belong to that category of people. Even as I always say, even if Yaya Jammeh wants to be so angry with me, fine with me. But when it is time to defend truth and it is in his favor, I will speak the truth. So Macky, at this point of time, there was a time some of us supported him, all of us, because of what he did. Okay? But at the same time, I will not sit here also, you did this and you justified what you did because of, and then you come to do something worse than the person you were pointing fingers at. That is not right. So for me, I believe Macky is a victim of circumstances that compelled him to be within a closed circle of people, who were only after their interest. And that's what I keep telling people in the Gambia. People who are being dragged and put in cells. Those were the very people who came out with large crowds, dancing gumbe and all that stuff, to show people that we have power, we have support. Those are the people who used to go to the House of Parliament. One word they say, they bring you sweet bote. And then ridiculing and caricaturing Usman Song. You see? So this is a situational analysis where people have to understand that Senegal is the closest country to the Gambia. In fact, they are not closest. We are the same. Okay? What is obtaining in Senegal today, if that is not enough a lesson for anybody in the Gambia or in Guinea-Bissau or anywhere else, particularly Gambia and Guinea-Bissau, you should think twice or you should question your faculties. Like I said earlier, Mr. Balde, the only thing constant in life is change. Nothing else is constant. I don't wish Macky Sall this today, but like Brutus said when he stopped Caesar, Caesar said, "Et tu, Brute?" Well, Brutus said, "I did it for Rome." When Rome stands and Caesar wants to destroy Rome, Brutus will not allow Caesar to destroy Rome. Because the reason why there is a Brutus and there is a Caesar, because there is Rome. When Senegal stands, and then justifications are there that this particular individual participated in that destruction. Now you are not against Macky, you are defending the Republic. This is the psychology that any leader in our part of the world should entertain. It is always so cool when you are being escorted. Look, Mr. Balde, I have gone through these things. I know what they are. Ambassadors are presidents outside, you know. I have joined the best of convoys in the world. Wallahi. I know what it is. I remember when I was being escorted. Still, we are talking about Macky power and all that, and the intoxicants that go with power. I was being escorted. Two places I can still remember. Portugal, the kind of escort. There were horses running near my car. Spain, I was in a chariot, and the horses were running. You know what I said to myself in Fula? I said, that's what I said in Fulani, in my own language. I spoke to myself. I said, if anybody is not held by Allah and then you don't stretch your mind further, you may not want to leave this. Because the choreograph, the fanfare, the personality cult is so intoxicating. I have gone through it. I know what it is. I've been in an escort, escorted to the White House.
And remember, that is just a little president. Maybe for president for a day.
Exactly. No, you are not a president for a day. An ambassador is a president during the time you are there. Because everything that the courtesy they accord the president, they give it to you. And I have been in the biggest countries because I was escorted to the White House and to Quai d'Orsay in France. The reason why I'm bringing these things to you is how power can change somebody to a point where you destroy yourself. Because I have lived through it and I know as an ambassador, what about the one who appointed you? This is it. So it's power that intoxicated Macky. He was listening to the same songs from the same flutes, from the same guitars, from the same people. For him, he thought that was the only music, when actually there is forest music too.
Finally, what is your take-home message about all these implications? Remember, this is Senegal. Remember, this is Guinea-Bissau. And now what about Gambia? What are we to learn from this?
Well, I think what Gambia should learn from, I will reiterate my advice to President Adama Barrow, the President of the Republic of the Gambia and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. That is his title. I didn't give it to him. Gambians gave it to him. My advice to him is this. Let him listen to rationality. Let him listen to reason. Let him listen to experience. Let him listen to history. Before history will repeat itself, people should be listening to history. That he takes the bull by its horn and let the people around him understand one thing. So others will tell you, when I talk to them, Essa, you are saying this thing. Why key? I said, yes, I know that. Because he said it, he didn't hide. But that doesn't mean Lila Bugarek, Nganeko is good. Advice ko? Okay? My advice to him is, let him consider going away. Build the structure right now. I can give you a promise today, Mr. Ibrahim Balde. If the president was to come out, I cannot force him. I don't even, if he listens to me, alhamdulillah. If he doesn't listen to me also, alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. Okay? He leaves. If he were to deliver a speech and say, I'm leaving, Essa Bokar Sy, I promise you in the open, put it online. I will come out and stand up to defend that with him. And I will also stand to give speeches that will support the idea for him to go in a very nice way and participate in what I believe. If I give it to him as a project free of charge, if he implements that project, it's going to be an everlasting project. And I'm sure any future president, when he does that, that president will not go after him that much.